My existence is measured in cycles of steam and clarity. I am born and reborn with the turn of a chrome faucet, my vision clouded by a sudden, invasive warmth, then slowly returning as the condensation weeps down my surface like silver tears. I know nothing of the sun, or the moon, or the changing of seasons. My world is this small, white room, and my sky is the cold, sterile hum of the electric light embedded in the ceiling. I am a flat, silent plane, a captive of the wall. My skin is cool to the touch, unchanging. I feel the world through vibrations, the heavy thud of a closing door that shakes my frame, the soft padding of bare feet on the cold tile floor, the sharp click of a cosmetics case being opened. I smell the world in layers, the sharp, clean scent of mint from the paste she uses each morning, the floral perfume of soap, the faint, metallic tang of water from the pipes. This room is a sanctuary, a cell, a stage, and she is its solitary god, its only prisoner. The day truly begins when the lock clicks shut. It is a sound of profound finality, a metallic punctuation mark that separates the world that must be faced from the truth that can no longer be hidden. For a few moments, there is only the roar of water, a violent hiss that fills the space and erases all other sound. In these moments, I am blind, covered in a thick, opaque blanket of vapor. I do not see, so I wait. I listen. The water stops. A silence follows, so heavy and absolute it feels louder than the noise it replaced. It is a silence pregnant with exhaustion. Then, a hand emerges from the white fog, her hand. It wipes a clean, perfect circle in my center. An eye appears, hers. And in that single, unguarded moment, before the performance begins, I see the first truth of the day. I see the abyss. It is not angry, not sad, just empty, an ancient, weary landscape. This is our secret ritual, the silent appraisal, the quiet acknowledgement of the ghosts that the night failed to vanquish. There are no words here, in this space between the steam and the glass. There is no need for them. I show her exactly what is there, and for a breath, she allows herself to see it too. The trigger is the light. Once her face is fully revealed, the sterile hum from above seems to become an interrogator's lamp. The shift begins. It's a subtle, almost imperceptible tightening of the muscles around her jaw, a deliberate, practiced lift at the corners of her mouth. Once, twice, she holds it, studying the effect. Her head turns slightly to the left, then to the right. She is checking the angles, ensuring the illusion is seamless, that the sadness does not leak from the corners of her eyes. She is an artist, a sculptor, and her own face is the unforgiving marble. The smile she crafts is for him. I have never seen him, but I know his name, Leo. In the beginning, his name was a melody. It would be whispered into her phone, her face bright with a light that had nothing to do with the bulb above me. Her laughter would bounce off the tiles, a sound so genuine it seemed to warm the very air in the room. In those days, she would catch her own eye in my surface, and a real smile would bloom, a secret shared with herself. I would reflect a woman illuminated from within. Her phone would light up, and I would reflect the screen, the little green bubbles of his words. Though I could not read them, I didn't need to. Her expression was the only translation necessary. I remember her tracing his name on my steamy surface with her finger, Leo, a temporary sigil of joy. Now, his name is a stone. I hear it on phone calls, her voice a pitch-perfect imitation of happiness. Leo, of course I'm fine, just a little tired. You know how work has been. But as she speaks the cheerful words, I reflect the truth, the deadness in her eyes, the tension in her neck, the way her free hand grips the edge of the porcelain sink, her knuckles white, anchoring herself to the lie. The contrast is a quiet violence. The woman who stands before me, her shoulders slumped, her spirit hollowed out, is not the woman who will walk out that door. The woman who leaves this room will be vibrant, her laughter a carefully composed song, her smile a public beacon. She will talk of plans, of futures, of a happiness that feels, from in here, like a story told about a distant stranger. The turning point, the moment the light inside her was extinguished, came on a Tuesday. I know it was a Tuesday because the low, grinding rumble of the garbage truck was fading down the street. She came in, not for the morning ritual, but in the harsh, unforgiving light of midday. She didn't turn on the faucet. She just stood there, phone held loosely in her hand, her face a mask of frozen disbelief. Then, the mask didn't just crack, it crumbled. It disintegrated into 1,000 pieces of raw, human agony. She made a sound I had never reflected before, a choked, guttural sob that seemed to be torn from the deepest part of her foundations. Her knees gave out. She didn't fall so much as fold, sliding down the smooth wall to the floor, disappearing completely from my view. I was left to reflect the empty space where she had been, the humming light, the top of the wooden door, the sterile white ceiling. But I could hear her, the raw, unfiltered animal sounds of a heart breaking. For an hour, or perhaps a lifetime, I reflected an empty room, my silence a frame for her unseen pain. It was the most honest thing I have ever witnessed. When she finally rose, she was a different person. Her movements were mechanical, robotic. She splashed her face with cold water, but she did not look at me, not once. She refused my gaze, refused the truth I held, and she left, leaving the door ajar, as if the simple act of closing it was an effort too great to bear. Since that day, the ritual is no longer about beauty. It is about reconstruction. It is warfare. The concealer she dabs under her eyes is not makeup. It is spackle, filling the cracks. The foundation is not for color. It is armor. The blush is not to mimic a healthy glow. It is to paint a desperate imitation of life onto a canvas of despair. Each stroke of the mascara wand is a fortification, and I watch. I am the silent, cold accomplice to her deception. I am the first and last line of defense. I have come to accept my nature. I do not offer comfort. I cannot. I am a surface, a thing of silver and glass. I do not feel the cold of the tile. I only reflect its image. I do not feel her sorrow. I only return its perfect, brutal likeness to her. I am a witness, cursed with perfect memory and an inability to speak. I hold the evidence of her silent screams, the geography of her tears, the ghost of her genuine laughter. They all exist within me, layered on top of each other, 1,000 different reflections trapped in a single plane. She comes to me, this creator of smiles, this architect of false joy, and she builds her daily lie. She trusts me with her truth because she knows I am incapable of judgment. I am the perfect confidant because I have no heart to break for her. I am the bathroom mirror. Humans measure their lives in years, in loves, in losses. They build monuments of stone and story. My existence is measured differently. I measure time in silences. In the space between the practiced smile and the solitary, silent tear, I am the repository for all the things that cannot be said out loud. Every person carries a room like this inside them, a place where they face the unadorned truth before putting on the mask. I am just the literal manifestation of that space. I hold the truth she cannot bear to see, yet cannot bear to look away from. The performance is for the world. The confession is only for me.